Bortle here, back from the LCS 5 event of the online format. We have here a top 8 contestant that used rocks. That's right, Adamancipators for the online format. Very, very diverse online format right now. This top 8 is pretty stacked with very different decks, and somehow rocks topped. So this deck is obviously still nice. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Uh, Hello, everyone. I'm Jack Reed. I'm a member of Team Playmakers and a moderator for Luxury. So decided to go with rocks. Typically in formats, normally I think combo decks are the strongest, and I felt like rocks was Infernoble may be a better choice, but it's debatable, and I'm a lot more comfortable with rock. One of the big things with this list was that I really didn't want to play hand traps, and it just kind of got built around that concept.
Oh, that's pretty good explanation right there. And yeah, and for Noble, I'm hearing that it's pretty nice right now, but there's only one of them in the top 8 right now. So I'm guessing this is the safer bet because you probably already mastered Rock by now, right? So
I played it a pretty good amount.
nice. Would you like to do some shout outs before we jump into these explanations, man?
Yeah, so shout outs to Team Playmakers. We're a newer team, we're on the way up. Adam's great sponsor, and one of my teammates is in top 4. He's the one who knocked me out. And shout out to Luxury, of course, for putting everything together. And shout out to Cody and Kamal specifically for helping me with this deck a lot.
Nice. Well, yeah, without further ado, would you like to explain this deck, this Rock deck?
Yeah, so we have 3 all the Adamancipators, that's obvious. Then we got 3 Block Dragon. Opening Block Dragon really just lets you push through anything, and at this point, everything in the deck except O-Lion is Earth, so it's even easier to summon it than it was before. We have only 2 Dokis. Doki he's the best thing to mill and the worst normal summon. He's the most susceptible to hand traps as a starter, and he can clog up your hand. So with 2, you're a lot more likely to just see one milling than open it. We have the Gigantes, the 3 Guardians, then we have 2 Supplier. This is the new Quacky. So, for people who don't know, if with this thing, if a face-up rock goes to your grave, you can special it. When it's summoned, it searches for a Quacky other than itself. It's almost like a pseudo Gigantes, and it just generates more Earths for Block Dragon. The card was really nice throughout the weekend. There were a few times where it let me combo where I otherwise wouldn't have been able to.
Oh
Uh,
wow, this card is pretty nice, and it's from Rise of the Duelist, right?
yeah, and a lot of the time in hands where you open like if you've opened like your researcher and seeker, searching them doesn't really matter. So you can just search a Gigantes and a supplier, and searching for the 2 level 4s there accounts for the Abyss Dweller all on its own. So like they definitely lend themselves to strong plays. That and it lets you play through Gamma, where it's like if you have I don't know Adhara on the field, you normal summon something, activate effect, it gets Gamma, supplier lets you keep going. And we don't have that many good answers to Gamma, so it's nice to have one.
Oh, yeah, Gamma is very popular in Dragma builds right now.
Oh yeah, it's an absurdly good card. Then we have the one O-Lion. Then we have this Revival Golem. He's a he's a Garnet, but that's all right because you send him to the grave with Miracle Rupture and then special summon him. So he's basically the same as the normals for the unexpected die. We have Tackle Crusader. The reason it was Tackle specifically instead of like a gate blocker was because of the Miracle Ruptures. Because you can send him to the grave and then he's a Book of Moon. So if you were to say Dark Ruler your opponent's field and they have the extra deck block, you can out that too by sending Tackle. So it gives the deck a lot more outs to stuff like the extra deck lock when before we just kind of lost to it. Then we have 3 Adharas. It's a free summon, it's a tuner. It's the card's just really nice. Then we have our 2 normal monsters. Uh,
The real Garnets, yeah.
yeah, they're trying. I open Angel Trumpeteer a lot, but so it's actually kind of okay if you open one of them, because then you can make the Link Spider and special them out of your hand. The fact that they're literal normal monsters makes them like weird extenders with Link Spider.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it it doesn't come up often, but occasionally. I decided to main deck 3 Dark Rulers because in the Rock Mirror match, I felt like we don't lose to any less than like 2 or 3 hand traps, and your likelihood of drawing 2 hand traps when you're running less than like 12 is not very good. And Dark Ruler isn't even dead against the Eldritch decks, because if they're doing the Synchro play, there's still a Savage and a Herald to negate. And if they're doing the Invoke deck, there's either a Winda or a Mechaba or both. So it just seemed better to main deck Ruler than main deck hand traps, since the Ruler's always going to be doing something for you. We have Foolish for the Revival Golem and the Block Dragon. The 3 Miracle Ruptures. I felt it was safe to or good to play 3 of it, because it's not only an extender but helps break boards because of tackle. And I decided to main deck 2 of Tactical Talents.
How did this card perform over the weekend, because it's a brand new from Rise of the Duelist?
This one did well. I feel like it's almost rock support specifically, to be honest, because if you have it when you're going first, if they don't hand trap you, you're probably winning because you're just comboing uncontested. And if they do, now you either get to take a card out of their hand and have knowledge, or you just get to pot of greed. Then going second, every board has monster effects. Even the Dragma decks are going to use their floor. So Talents is just like, there's no situation where it's actually bad. Because if they the only time where it's hypothetically bad is going first, where they have no hand trap and you bricked. But if you bricked anyway, you were already losing. Then just 3 unexpected dies. And one thing specifically with the Miracle Ruptures and dies is I wanted to have and the Adhara, is I wanted to have extenders that I could use without having to have a normal summon to make them work, because I have these raw sphere modes in the side deck. So like the extenders were specifically meant to cater to that card.
Sweet. Overall, this is a clean 40 card deck. You already explained why you didn't do any hand traps, because you're main decking the Dark Ruler no more to take care of their fields, established board.
Yeah, I felt pretty happy with the main.
Okay.
Like,
Was there anything you want to like change overall, or I think it was just your
uh,
matchup, really, right?
it was mostly just the matchup. Like, I feel really good about the main deck. I might edit the side deck, and the extra deck is fairly standard. Like, there's a Link Spider and an IP, which I guess can be a little odd.
What was in place of the Link Spider and the IP from before?
It was the Dragite and another Link monster. To be honest, I forgot what it was.
So Dragite, that's the Ryzen, the boss monster. Did you miss it at all?
No. Like, Dragite is good, but access code is just a better option most of the time. Because it's like, if you're summoning access code, you're breaking through their field, because he's like 4 pops on his own, plus you have a unicorn spin going into that, and you never really make it going first.
Okay, and you already explained the Link Spider. It's just for those weird scenarios where you can actually combo off with your Garnets.
Those, and it also makes it so that your Needle Fiber can get you a Block Dragon search. You make Needle, you summon O-Lion, make the Link Cross, make 1 token, Metal Marcher, revive O-Lion, make another token, then make Union Carrier, make the Link Spider, equip Block to Link Spider, link off with Link Cross and Link Spider and get your search. So if you have Spider, it turns any way into a Needle Fiber into a Block Dragon search, so that's full combo.
Crazy helpful. I guess we can dig into your side deck now. So
Yeah. We have Pankratops. He's real good at the game. He's conveniently an Earth monster, comes in versus everything. My only debate with him is I keep trying to find a way to main deck him, but haven't really just gone for it yet. We have these 3 Raws. So this thing is for the mirror match. Basically, I wanted to have more ways to fully answer the board than just Dark Ruler, since I have some issues with droplets that I'll go over in a second. And Ra seemed like the next best option, and the deck is able to like cater to it pretty well, since in the mirror match, if you just clear their field with the Ra, all you need is any way to a needle fiber the combo. And since we have 3 Adhara, 3 Rupture, 3 Die, and 3 Block, that gives me, oh, and 3 Analyzer, that gives me 15 ways to keep playing. So it should be almost completely safe to give up your normal for it.
So you have so many extenders in this deck, it's crazy.
Yeah, and with this list, we're running ones that aren't normal summon based specifically. So that was nice. Then we have 2 Forbidden Droplets. So I was a little bit iffy about playing this card at all because of Herald. Because with Droplets, you have to send to Grave specifically, so you can't activate it under Herald.
Oh, I was seeing some stuff where you can like send away like a normal summon or something that's not a monster or something like that.
Yeah, and like those pieces of utility is why I kept it in, but Droplets was another card that had to kind of be catered to by upping the spell counts. Droplets and Ra have a weird synergy because they both encourage running all the spell card extenders, and it works out for both of them. So it's an interesting card, but honestly, I feel it's more for invoked Eldritch, or sorry, invoked Dragma deck, because you can negate a Winda, and being able to negate Winda and still have damage is huge. And otherwise, you just lose to Winda. We have Lightning Storms, just back row removal. Twin Twister's the same thing. 3 Appointers. People have started running Dark Ruler and stuff like that again. So that means a pointer has to come back so that we can try and answer it. And even if they don't have that, just perfect hand knowledge and ripping a card is so absurdly good.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Knowledge is power, man.
Yeah, and like if you open 2 Appointers, you can just end on like a Boral Savage and it's probably still good enough. Because like taking any 2 cards out of the hand is just so broken against any deck. Last card is Red Reboot. So this one you actually side in going first and second. Second against trap decks, first against anything that you think is going to try and imperm you. So it's just like a weird called by the grave. I feel like a lot of people don't know that you can do that. Feel like it performed pretty well. I think it had solid theory. Ended up losing to my friend in Top Cut after he won the die roll.
Oh man, the rock paper
Yeah,
scissors.
yeah, it happens.
Yeah. So during Swiss, your overall record, what was it?
6-1.
Oh, nice. What deck hit you? Like beat you in
Uh,
Swiss?
I lost to, sorry if I butcher his last name, Ivan Kuke, I think. And he was playing the invoked Eldritch Dragma thing. That one got to game 3, and he just had there was a summon limit, and I did not have an out for the summon limit, so that was that. That deck, if it's going first, does fairly well against Rock.
Oh yeah.
It's just if I see side deck cards, then they have a big issue. So I lost the majority of my die rolls, but we can break fields pretty comfortably, so it was all right.
Well, congrats on getting top 8 with rocks, man.
Thank you.
And listeners, if you're not a part of Bortle Nation, sub for Bortle. It's that easy and it's free. Oh God, yes. Bortle out.